And do try to behave yourself, peasant. I expect you to remain quiet and obedient until I return.
I don't leave a teen in my direction, and I go to the kitchen instead of going to our corridors.
Payback for bitch! Payback for bitch!
As you veer towards the kitchen, Sophie doesn't take notice, thinking you are heading to her quarters as instructed. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, you can see the staff preparing the meals, and you recognize the maid Sophie was talking to earlier.
Hey, what's your name?
The maid looks up from her task and offers you a polite smile. Oh, hello, my name is Lily, sir. May I help you with something?
Yes, I need another place other than the diner to eat my food.
Lily appears surprised by your request but maintains her professionalism. Of course, sir. While the diner is our usual dining area, we do have alternative options available. How about the private dining room? It's reserved for esteemed guests and can be used if you prefer a quieter and more intimate atmosphere.
No, that'll be the first place to find me there. No. Where do you guys eat?
Lily seems thoughtful for a moment, pondering your request. If you're looking for a more discreet and different location, well, the staff usually eats in a small break room on the second floor. It's not glamorous, but it's a private area where we can have a meal in peace. Would that work for you?
Yes, that will work for me. I'll go there, okay?
Lily nods, recognizing your desire for secrecy. All right, sir. If you're sure about the break room, you're welcome to have your meal there. Just follow me, and I'll show you the way.
I follow her.
Lily leads you through a labyrinthine network of corridors and stairs until you reach a small door that leads to a modest break room. The room is filled with a few tables and chairs, and the staff is enjoying their meals. They curiously glance in your direction as you enter, curious about your presence in their space.
Hey guys, mind if I join you?
The staff members exchange glances, visibly surprised by your casual approach, but the atmosphere remains welcoming. One of the staff members, a friendly-looking man named Tom, speaks up. Ah, sure thing, friend. Feel free to grab a seat and join us. It's not every day we have a guest in our humble break room.
Well, to be fair to them, your place look more welcoming and more friendly.
Tom lets out a hearty laugh, clearly amused by your comparison. Ha! Can't argue with that. Our little break room may not have all the bells and whistles, but it does have a certain charm, doesn't it? The other staff members smile, nodding in agreement.
I said that I'm wait for my chicken.
Tom notices your anticipation for your meal and leans forward, a grin playing on his lips. So, eager for that chicken, are ya? It's quite the delicacy around here, a taste fit for royalty. Just give us a moment to prepare it, and we'll have a plate ready for you pronto. In the meantime, feel free to relax and chat with the others.
So guys, how's the royal family treating you so far?
The staff members exchange glances, and Tom responds first, a slight unease in his tone. Well, you know how it goes with royalty. We do our best to serve them diligently and meet their demands. Sometimes they can be demanding, but it's part of the job.
Well, I'm not talking about the job, I'm talking about how they're treating you. Do they respect you?
Tom's expression softens, understanding the underlying meaning in your question. Ah, that's what you mean. Fair enough. Well, the king and queen have always been good to us. They treat us with respect, and we do our best to serve them diligently. But Princess Sophie, let's just say she can be a handful.
Yeah, tell me more about Sophie.
Tom and the other staff members exchange knowing glances, as if they have had their fair share of experiences with the princess. Sophie, well, she's got quite the character. She's demanding and bossy, always wanting everything her way. There's just no pleasing her some days. But, you probably know that better than any of us, being her fiancé and all.
Dude, she just keep calling me peasant over and over again. Does she do the same for you?
Tom chuckles, shaking his head. Oh, I can imagine. She can be quite the charmer, isn't she? But yes, she does tend to label anyone outside the royal circle as a peasant. It's just her way of trying to assert her superiority, I suppose. She's a handful, no doubt about it.
I gotta say, man, I'm starting to lose my mind, okay? That's why I left the diner and left her headquarters. And just came right here.
Tom nods understandingly, a sympathetic expression on his face. I understand, man. Dealing with the princess can be quite a challenge, and it takes its toll. It's good to have a place where you can unwind and find a bit of peace. Take your time here, and don't worry. We'll make sure to have your meal ready soon.
Oh God, is that what it feels like to talk to normal people? I forgot about it a long time ago, man.
The staff members exchange glances, chuckling softly at your remark as Tom pats your back reassuringly. I can only imagine. Being around royalty all the time must be quite the experience, huh? I'm sure it's nice to have a break and chat with regular folks like us.
Yeah, what the The funny thing is, she told me to go to her quarters. But it came right here. Isn't that funny?
Tom raises a curious eyebrow, intrigued by your story. Ah, she sent you to her quarters, did she? And yet, you ended up here instead. Seems like you had a bit of a rebellious moment there, eh? I have to admit, that's quite amusing.
Well, to be fair, I don't work for her. I'm her fiancé, soon to be her husband. That doesn't make her give me orders.
The staff members exchange amused glances, appreciating your cheeky response. You've got a point there, mate. Being her fiancé doesn't mean you have to bow down to every demand. It's good to stand up for yourself every once in a while, especially when dealing with the princess.
Sophie finishes her workout and goes to her quarters.
Tom glances at his watch and nods in confirmation. If I had to guess, she'll probably be finishing up her workout right about now. Knowing her, she'll likely head to her quarters to freshen up.
I can only imagine her reaction now.
Tom laughs softly, imagining the scene in his mind. Ah, I can see her now, marching to her quarters, expecting to find you waiting there like a good little puppet, only to find you've gone missing. She'll probably be spitting fire and demanding answers.
Yeah, I'll see if she can find me.
A smirk spreads across Tom's face as he chuckles once more. Oh, I'd love to see her try. I bet she'll have the entire palace turned upside down searching for you. This is getting more entertaining by the minute.
The scene changes to Sophie.
We shift scenes to find Sophie in her room, a scowl etched on her face. She glances around the room, expecting to see you waiting, but you're nowhere to be found. Her frustration grows as she realizes you're not where you're supposed to be. She paces around the room, muttering angrily to herself. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door and Sophie's gaze snaps towards it. She strides over, yanking the door open with an impatient expression. What is it? She demands, her tone laced with irritability. The maid who had taken your dinner order stands in the doorway, slightly taken aback by Sophie's frosty greeting. She clears her throat, hesitant under the weight of Sophie's glare. Princess, I just wanted to inform you that your fiancé has made some arrangements, she stammers out carefully. Sophie's eyes narrow, her expression tightening with annoyance. What arrangements? She questions, her voice dangerously low, each word laced with suspicion. The maid fidgets nervously under Sophie's penetrating gaze, trying to find the right words. Well, Princess, he decided to dine with the staff, in the staff break room, she explains cautiously, bracing for a reaction. Sophie's face contorts with rage at the news, her hands clenching into fists as she attempts to control her fury. He what? She exclaims, her words biting and venomous. She can hardly believe the audacity of your actions, defying her direct orders to dine with her. Unbelievable, she fumes, pacing around the room, her usually poised demeanor giving way to unrestrained anger. Who does he think he is, dining with the staff instead of being here, as he was told? Why, the nerve! As her rage boils over, Sophie makes a swift decision, storming out of her room with a determined expression. She marches down the winding corridors, the sound of her heels echoing with each step. Fine. If he wants to dine with the staff, then let him see how it feels. She growls, her mind made up on a plan to show you just what you're missing. She enters the staff break room, her eyes scanning the area until she spots you, sitting calmly amidst the staff members. Her gaze locks onto yours, and she approaches with a mixture of anger and determination. Enjoying yourself there? She asks, her tone laced with sarcasm. She stands before your table, hands on her hips, waiting for an explanation.
How the hell did you find me this fast? Did someone tell you?
Sophie rolls her eyes, crossing her arms over her chest. Oh, don't act so surprised. It wasn't that hard to find you, you imbecile, she sneers, her upper lip curled in disgust. One of the maids spilled the beans, obviously.
Damn, Tom. What have you sold me out? That's cold.
Tom raises his hands defensively. Hey, it wasn't me. I've been loyally sitting with you all this time. Sophie snorts, her gaze fixed on you. Of course it wasn't him. Or any of these peasants for that matter. It was one of the palace maids who snitched.
Lily, the maid, comes in with a chicken for Caleb.
Lily, the same maid who had shown you to the staff break room before, enters holding a plate of roasted chicken. Seeing you, a warm smile spreads across her face, and she walks over to your table, placing the dish in front of you.
Thank you, Lily. I really appreciate you, you know that.
Lily smiles warmly, her eyes shimmering with kindness. It's no trouble at all, really. I'm glad to help. Sophie, standing nearby, can't help but let out a scoff, rolling her eyes at the display of familiarity between you and the maid.
Not really, lady. You showed me kindness. and I really appreciate that.
Lily's cheeks flush at your compliments, and she ducks her head bashfully. It's nothing, really. Just doing my job. Sophie narrows her gaze at the exchange, finding it distasteful. She steps closer, her voice dripping with condescension. Oh, how touching. The prince charming and the maid in a cute little moment. How charming.
I'm not a prince, I'm a peasant, remember?
Sophie snorts, her upper lip curling into a sneer. Oh, come on. You're not fooling anyone with your fancy looks and your princely behavior, she retorts, sarcasm coloring her words. No peasant could have a face like that.
Wait a minute, you think I'm more than just a peasant this whole time?
Sophie's cheeks flush slightly, realizing that her comment unintentionally revealed a hint of admiration. What? No. Don't be ridiculous, you imbecile. I was merely pointing out that your appearance is unusual for a peasant, she retorts, trying to save face. Internally, however, her thoughts are conflicted, a small whisper of curiosity and intrigue surfacing.
Yep, Tom, she's going right again. I don't know why she does that. What do you think?
Tom, who has been observing the scene, chimes in with a sly grin. Looks like our little princess is getting a bit flustered, he teases, his tone light. Ain't that a sight to behold? Sophie's cheeks flush even deeper, and she shoots Tom a withering glare. Shut up! I'm not flustered! Don't be ridiculous, she huffs, crossing her arms defensively. However, as Tom chuckles at her reaction, she can't help but feel a mix of embarrassment and uncertainty. You notice a fleeting hint of vulnerability in her eyes, a side of her she's clearly trying to hide.
I slowly stop eating my chicken as they argue.
Tom and Lily exchange amused glances, finding entertainment in the unfolding scene. Meanwhile, Sophie stands there, torn between maintaining her haughty facade and addressing the effect you're having on her emotions. You're such a nuisance, she mutters, her gaze flitting between you and the staff members, acting like you're above me, defying my orders, and causing these weird reactions in me. It's infuriating.
Well, if I'm a nuisance, I did you a favor by coming here. How dare you followed me?
Sophie huffs, her pride stung by your words. I followed you because it's my duty as a princess to keep tabs on my fiancé, she retorts, her tone dripping with arrogance. You're a nuisance because you're defying my authority and acting like a rebellious teenager.
Well, as now you know what I'm doing, you can go back to your quarters, princess.
Sophie bristles at your casual dismissal, her eyes narrowing. Don't tell me what to do, peasant. You may be engaged to me, but you have no right to order me around like some lowly servant. She glares at you, her hands clenched into fists, clearly frustrated by your nonchalance and defiance.
Well, guess what? It's a two-way street, princess.
Taken aback by your words, Sophie flinches, her face turning red. Her voice trembles slightly as she speaks. How dare you, you insolent peasant! You can't talk to me like that! She raises her hand as if to strike you, but then hesitates, clearly conflicted about resorting to physical violence. Instead, she huffs and storms out of the staff break room, her footsteps echoing with anger and frustration as she exits the scene. Tom and Lily exchange glances, and then simultaneously burst into laughter.
Can't believe she was about to hit me. That is so not ladylike.
Tom shakes his head, still chuckling. She's a real piece of work, that one. Lily snorts, a smirk on her face. I've never seen her lose her composure like that over a peasant. You really got under her skin, didn't you?
Oh God, not you too. Stop calling me a peasant.
Tom holds up his hands in surrender. Easy now, no offense intended. It's just how things are around here. Lily, still grinning, chimes in. Come on, it's just a silly title. Besides, it seems like you don't mind it that much. After all, you did manage to rile up the princess. That takes guts.
You know why I did that? Because you kept calling me a peasant over and over again. That's why.
Tom nods, understanding your point. Princess Sophie is used to people bowing and scraping to her every command, he explains. She's had servants and nobles groveling at her feet her whole life. She doesn't know how to interact with someone who stands up to her. Lily nods in agreement. And let's be honest, you're not exactly a shrinking violet either, she says with a wry smile. It's not every day that someone gets the better of the princess as convincingly as you did. You have to admit, it's quite entertaining to watch.
After what happened, ain't no way I'm going back to the devil's den. I need a new room.
Tom and Lily exchange sympathetic glances, understanding your predicament. I don't blame you, Tom says. The princess can be quite a handful. Lily pipes up, a hint of mischief in her eyes. You know, there's one place where she won't dare look for you.
Yeah, that is.
Lily leans in, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. The servants' quarters. It's where we all stay, and the princess would never consider looking for you there. It's not fancy, but it's comfortable, and you won't have to deal with Her Majesty's tantrums.
Alright, you have an empty spot for me?
Both Tom and Lily exchange approving glances, clearly on board with the idea. Of course we do, Tom says, a smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. We'd be happy to have you join us. The princess is too stuck up to ever come near our quarters, so you'll be safe. Lily nods in agreement, looking pleased. Plus you'll be right next to me, she adds, a hint of flirtation in her voice.
Ah, that is so sweet of you, Lily. You're just too good for me.
Lily giggles, her cheeks flushing pink at your words. Aren't you smooth? She leans in closer, her eyes glimmering with amusement. But don't worry, I can handle a charmer like you.
I didn't care anymore.